Okay, and welcome to a very unique episode. Today is going to be essentially a behind the scenes, a director's cut, if you will, for Cops in the LSPDFR Matrix. Here we are going to be doing a behind the scenes look at editing. I've received this a request for this style episode quite a few times, and always wanted to do it. It's just it never works out well enough to where I want to actually include it. So we're going to go ahead and do it. And episode 97, this will be included with the upload of the episode. So if you're interested in how I edit or produce the episode, this two-parter, this director's edition, is for you. So immediately, I do want to say, as I always say in all the episodes, thank you for joining me in, watching the series, letting me be your entertainment on the community edition. Thank you for letting the community be your entertainment. It's a lot of fun for all of us, and I do invite all of you who have the game and want to join the community, who just want to have fun, do some serious role play, and provide entertainment not only for us but for the viewer. I do invite all of you to go to chpofficer20.info and submit a community application. That's just a formality. I just need to know your Steam address and your or your IP address, so that when we waitlist, you're not left out in the cold. If you don't have the game and want to still join the community, that is possible as well. Again, same procedure, chpofficer20.info. Fill out that application. Check off that you want to be dispatch. And we just need you to join our TeamSpeak and join our Discord server. And from then on, I'll put you in contact with our head dispatcher, Reed. He'll put you through the ringer as far as getting you trained. We'll get you out there in the community to be able to do a dispatch. Everything you need to join the series is available on chpofficer20.info. It's under Armory Loadouts. So, other than that, okay, enough of me talking. Let's hear more of me talking in the episode. Okay, so as you see in front of you, I use the software I use. Unlike some, I don't use YouTube to edit this. Everything is all organic, if you will. It all comes right from CHP Officer 20. So the first thing we use Wondershare Filmora. Now, it's not freeware. It is not shareware. You do have to purchase it. So Wondershare Filmora, you purchase your license, and then because you can use it as free edition software. However, since it is not free, you will have watermarks and throughout your episode if you choose to use the free version. As you'll note, we do not use the free version. Obviously, there will be no watermarks that I don't personally put in there. So enough of me talking. Let's get to more of me talking. You know, you can tell out the people who used to be an alcoholic by how we repeat ourselves. So let's have enough of me talking. Let's get into more of me talking. Okay. You saw what I did there. Anyway, so the first thing you're going to notice, I have two things already added on our little list here. Oh, good. I did capture the cursor, I think. Anyway, the first thing you're going to notice here is I have two segments of film here. Now, this is quite literally the intro. So the first thing I would do that I've already done, I did this part this morning, and I did the teaser. If you're on our Facebook, CHP Officer 20, or if you're in our Discord server, you'll probably have already seen our 97 teaser. It's going to be a little different than the intro, just because this episode was a little bit harder to get the clippets. So I did even edit the intro down, which is something I usually don't do. But the intro is its own length. So as you'll hear, When I record this, obviously the theme is its own part, and obviously I actually have had to watch this episode through once already in order to get the clips. The only added parts to the clips are a couple of photos, that TVMA screen, and our CHP Officer 20 logo, designed, of course, by Lone Star, or Sergeant Andama, as he is known in the Discord server. He does very good work, so if you need an intro for your own community, or if you need a logo design for a website, join our community, join our Discord server, and get in touch with them. You'll have a logo you can definitely be proud of. Okay, so let's go ahead without further ado. Okay, so the first thing you're going to notice, now everything's together in this. We will not be touching this really again. I'm just asking the computer to do too much. There we go. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and pause it here.
Hello and welcome.
One of the things initially that you can see is different than me compared to other YouTubers is I actually record the voiceover as I'm doing it. So quite literally, like back here, if we go back one little step here into the intro, should be right about there. Yeah, we'll go here. So right about here. This scene right here, obviously, I'm seeing when you do.
What the fuck?
So it's uncensored and it's in the moment, because who expects a truck to come out of nowhere and come over the line, over the barricade? And then, that was like, holy shit, what the hell did I just see?
Whoa! What the fuck?
The only parts I really add to the clippets are the rating screen, the CHP logo, and this part here that you're going to see the name of the episode. Okay, and then we come right into the episode. So I'll just go ahead and speed up here. Okay, now.
Hello and welcome to our next episode of Cops in the LSPDFR Matrix. As you can see, it's going to be a Tina Woods and a Bike Patrol episode here as we inch closer to that episode 100. Any first timers?
Okay, now I'm about to talk about first times. No pun intended. So the first thing I want to do is I want to make sure I get my subscribe and my like links down there. And I also want to make sure to let people know what networks I'm on. So what I'm going to do in Wondershare Filmora, all I got to do for this is drag this down here to the second film slot. So once I drag it down, okay, now it's on. So now, obviously, I can't have it like that, so I'm going to resize it. And get that right about there. And then I'm going to go ahead and drag that down. You definitely want to get some likes in there. It's going to help your video rating. And usually what I try to do is I try to make these about the same size, roughly. So, okay. And then, of course, same thing here. Drag this one down. Okay, resize. I tried again to some extent. This one's a little bigger, so it's a little bit more touchy. So you don't want anything to be blurred. The Picardo one I do have to kind of fix. But there we go. Now, I don't know how long this segment is, because obviously I pre-record all these, so I'm going to listen to myself.
Welcome to the show, and thank you for joining us for a little half-hour glimpse into police work through cop.
As a good rule of thumb, I try to make all the episodes 25 to 30 minutes. I'm not a Nazi on this, though. If it goes out to 35 or 40 minutes, I'm okay with it. If it's 35 minutes, I'm okay. 40 minutes, then I better be engaged in a pursuit or 2 or 3, given the fact that it's Sergeant Woods. I don't know what it is about her, but when the game recognizes that it's Sergeant Woods being used, what pretty much happens is the game just shits on her. And it's one of the busiest episodes. So this episode was actually a break for her, if you believe it. It wasn't as busy as they normally are.
In the LSPDFR Matrix, if you're joining for the first time on YouTube, Twitch, Periscope, Mixer, Smashcast, or Picardo TV, welcome and thank you for...
Okay, so now I'm seeing that from this intro, it's starting right about here.
YouTube, Twitch.
So I'm going to go ahead, back it up a little, see when...
YouTube.
Okay, so I think right about there.
Our Matrix, if you're joining for the first time on.
Okay, so... boom, boom, and boom. And I'm going to make these things stay up for as long as I'm talking about the subscription and the likes and the networks.
If you're joining for the first time on YouTube, Twitch, Periscope, Mixer, Smashcast, or Picardo TV, welcome and thank you for joining, and don't...
Okay, so now I'm going to make that out to there, because that's when the network part ends. And oops. And I'm thinking that probably goes out to about there, but we'll, of course, like always, we'll listen to it first.
Welcome and thank you for joining, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you won't miss any of the action of the episodic adventure Mondays, Thursdays, and Fridays, our live episodes Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and our community editions on Saturday and Sunday. Okay, let's go ahead and get out there.
Okay, now the first thing I'm also going to do is I've also pre-recorded. That's 22. I need 21 if it's on there. I've also pre-recorded whenever you've heard the dispatcher in these episodes, or say acknowledged or 10-4 copy or copy that 10-4. If you've watched the live episodes, what I've actually started calling the live PD episodes on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, I do apologize for not being out this last Wednesday, November 1st, but the acknowledged 10-4 copy and copy that 10-4 are not coming, aren't in the game. I've had to stop using the vocal plugin because some issue with one of the updates. So I do use the acknowledge, the 10-4 copy, and the copy that 10-4 as just things I edit into the series after the fact. During a live PD, I do it, I either have a live person giving me that 10-4 copy, or I'm just doing it to stay in character. Okay, so I don't seem to have her information, and what I mean by information is I don't seem to have hers Adam 21. There it is. Okay, so this is where, if you've heard like dispatch, if and when dispatch has said, I say Adam 21 to dispatch, dispatch will say Adam 21. And then I'll say whatever it is, then dispatch says Adam 21 acknowledge. That's what these two little sound bites are. Okay, so let me go ahead and bring back up my OBS. I also function on 3 screens. You're only able to see my main one that I'm sitting in front of, but on my other 2 screens right now, I have our TeamSpeak server up on one, and I have the TeamSpeak up on one, and I have OBS up on 2. I should theoretically be in the private studio on TeamSpeak so people know that I'm here. I'm just not available. Okay, so, and I should actually take a look at, I do apologize, one more quick moment. Okay. I was just curious if it was going to say I was doing anything in Discord. Okay. So, now we have all that. I know we're getting ready to get going, so.
We just got done getting gas. We're going to get out on patrol. Adam 21 dispatch.
There it is. Now I activated that just by hitting that plus sign. So it's going to go down into right there.
Adam 21.
And 10-8 available for calls.
Okay, I added the second one by doing the same thing. It now adds in down there.
Adam 21 acknowledged.
Now I'm not going to leave it that loud. I am going to cut that, but I will cut it after the episode. Okay, now here's another thing. I don't have a lot of the when I record the episode, I usually record over the fact. So in this case right now, her episode uncut would be 47 minutes. By the time it gets released, it's not going to be there. Because what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put a scissor cut. That basically is a cut, and I'm not going to bring it back until we have some action. Okay. Now, that guy just crossed the double solid, almost knocked us off our bike. Okay, so now I'm going to take in pursuit. I'm probably, in this case, I won't leave that cut there because I'm actually going to use it. It wasn't that long. So I'm going to hit the back arrow. Here we go. Crosses the double solid, almost hits me.
We're going to go ahead and right off the bat, we're going to turn around and...
Now, why you heard some dead air there is because sometimes I'll do that dead air trick. So it cues me when I'm editing. So what I am actually going to do, I didn't realize I did that dead air so quick. So I am going to come back here. I am going to come here. Only thing is, in this instance, I don't think I'm going to be able to, because if I cut... No, I'm not going to be able to. That dead air trick sometimes works. I wasn't expecting him to come up there as quick as he did. So...
Go ahead and right off the bat, we're...
Yeah, there it is. Okay, so that I can live with that.
Here because almost crossed that double solid.
Not almost.
Adam 21 dispatch, can I get...
Okay, in this case, because I just did it so quick, I'm going to go ahead and come up here. And I'm not going to give an Adam 21 acknowledge.
1028 on a Brown Granger. It's going to be a 09 Henry Edward Charles 071, occupied 2 times.
Acknowledged.
Okay. Okay, he's pulling over. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here to text. Now this is actually where you see me use what the call's about. So, okay. We're going to double click, bring it up. We're going to move that to the side. Here, of course, as you've seen in episodes, I'm going to have... I usually just give what it is. So in this case, I could put crossing double solid. Usually with this, I'll put improper use of lane. And I always here put the road that I'm on. So in this case, Procopio. Sometimes I have to look. Sometimes I don't. If I don't have to look, then it's because I know. If I have to look, I'll actually come over here, enlarge it, and then I can see right here on the street label. Okay, then I move it up here. This box, this little shaded box, always happens when you use the text. Sometimes I use it, sometimes I don't. In this case, I have to. Okay, now I'm going to hit OK, because I'm not going to do anything else on that.
09 Henry Edward Charles 071 award issue.
Now here too, sometimes if it takes too long to get him off to the side, I will actually go ahead and cut it so that you'll just see me, and when it fades back in, you'll see me just pulling up behind him. I don't think this one is too bad though.
Okay, so Gus Lewis is coming back wanted with a felony warrant apparently. We're going to go ahead and get them off to the side here.
Yeah, this one wasn't bad.
Adam 21 gets
Adam 21.
a 1032 backup unit.
Okay.
Adam 21 acknowledged.
Okay, now this is not going to make the episode because this part coming up is going to be a 1022. This part's going to be a 1022. Basically means I'm going to ignore it. And that's because there's a bug in the plugin, the backup plugin that's brand new on LSPDFR.com. There's a bug. Basically means if you call for backup and you have anything, even 2 car lengths behind you, that's going to be in the way of this backup unit coming up on the road and then turning and coming up behind you. If you have anything, even up to 2 or 3 car lengths behind you, it's going to, the program is actually just going to stop acting legit. You're not going to get your backup. The call out's going to abort, but you're going to constantly have this guy crashing into whatever it is behind you. So I'll go ahead and show you, but we're going to go ahead and take it out.
If someone pops out with a weapon.
First it was that. He got past that, and now he hits the pole. Now he backs up, hits the pole, backs up, hits the pole, backs up. You get the idea.
Okay.
I finally get
I
off.
I didn't know that exists.
Yep. I never know if this was going to make the air. That's why I kept talking and narrating.
Yeah, I knew that exists.
And I thought I was going to try to stand in front of the pole so that he wouldn't hit. Maybe he would go around me. But he wound up actually pushing me out of the way. So here's the 1022. More than one way to stop a program. So I pull him out so he's no longer on the horn. I get in so I make sure his lights are off.
Okay.
And
so we'll 1022 that part of the damage. We'll get a corner on there. So we'll do.
Now this is why you're going to hear some photographs being clicked off because the coroner is taking pictures of his body. You'll also notice here in the after shots that I kept the camera pointed so that it's going only at. It's either only going over Woods' right shoulder or it's coming up from behind. I kept it so that you weren't going to see the Tahoe anymore. So we're going to go ahead and go to the start of this. And
as we are kind of outgunned here.
Okay, we'll cut it here. And because I can't go back too far, and the reason is because... Oh, actually, maybe I could, actually. Now I'm thinking about it. Because if I go back before that...
Adam 21...
Yeah, actually, if I go back before that... You see, this is something else I do. Sometimes I don't think I could do certain things, depending on how it'll look. But that was just a call for backup. So, I could take that out.
Dispatch, can I get a...
Because I think after that, I think I just walked right up to the window. We're going to see if that works.
Okay. So, we'll 1022 that part of the damage. We'll get a corner out here. So, we'll do things non-legit since that plugin. It's a great plugin, but it does have a couple of easy bugs.
Okay, I think that was the last I started talking about the plugin. So, we'll...
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, that works perfect. Now, again, it looks like I'm taking out, like, you know, over 1.5 minutes of data, of video, but really, in the big scheme of things, I got to take out about almost 20 minutes worth of video here, so. And then, one thing I do, because it's not going to look legit right now, because it's going to be like the Nixon tapes, and it's going to have over 1.5 minutes of audio deleted. So I simply go up to my transitions, I hit that, and you know what else is kind of throwing me off here? So I never have anything looking that huge. Yeah, that looks more like I'm used to it. Okay, that was just one of my OCD moments. Now, that stutter that's happening, I'm not worried about it because when it actually makes the video, the stutters will be taken away.
Okay, sir, my name's Sergeant Woods, California Highway Patrol. I'm putting you over today because back there on Toledo Boulevard, you nearly crossed a double solid and knocked me off my bike. Why are we driving like that? Sir, if you had anything to drink today.
Actually, I stand corrected. We're going to see it in a couple scenes upcoming. Only because there's non-avoidable.
Gus Lewis, okay. And passenger, can I get your first and last name, please?
Citizen.
Yeah, it was non-avoidable
okay,
because
Gus,
obviously she's got to
Rachel,
walk backwards towards her bike. But it just looks like it looks like a cop is just hiding there because I don't get close enough to.
How Gus comes back.
It looks like it's meant to be there. Just background.
And, real quick, get a
Now, a lot of times on this part, you can hear me typing away. And usually in this part, what I do is I will, unlike a lot of times, what I'm actually typing into is I'm typing into the SARDAS system. Now, a lot of times with the SARDAS system, I will actually show you what's going on. But when I'm the bike cop, as you can imagine, there's no computer. I got to call in everything to dispatch. So that's why you'll hear me type in. You'll hear me type. But then you'll hear me call for 2729 and then I'll just read what was displayed. Okay, so back in.
Adam 21 dispatch, can I get a 102729 Richard Lewis?
Okay, now I just called in, right? And that wouldn't be appropriate, but we are going to use the acknowledged.
Acknowledged.
Okay.
Okay, then I pause for a moment to make it sound like the... I pause, or sometimes I will keep talking, and then I'll just work it into conversation. Okay, so in this instance, nothing came back, and that's why I'm search and make sure I spelled his name right.
It got spelled right.
So in this case, I'll fade back.
Acknowledged.
Okay. So then I'll cut.
Make sure that got spelled right. Oh, I'm sorry, Richard Anderson. Well, that would make the difference.
Okay. So then I'm going to type it back in.
So.
And I'll get my response. I'll remove that part of the video. And then how it's going to sound.
Adam 21 dispatch, can I get a 102729 Richard Lewis?
Acknowledged.
1022 that dispatch. Can I have the 102729 Richard Anderson?
And I'll alternate through these, except if it's a pursuit, then I'll do a lot more acknowledges.
10-4
Okay, so
copy.
he's coming back valid with an active warrant as well. So we're going to play this one by ear.
That's the other thing. If you have a situation where you called for that backup unit and you call for a 1032 prisoner transport, you will also crash LSPDFR because the backup plugin does something and it's just one too many similar plugins running, and you will have an LSPDFR crash. That's the second
Got
bug.
our breathalyzer in hand. Okay, so sir, since you did admit to drinking, I'm going to go ahead and give you a breathalyzer. Go ahead and blow into this until I tell you to stop. Keep going, doing good, and... Okay, sir, you don't have to provide if you don't want to, but what's going to happen is you're going to subject yourself immediately to arrest for failure to provide a breath sample, which is going to mean an immediate suspension to your license of at least 6 months. If found guilty of DUI, you could serve a longer jail sentence.
All this that I'm actually quoting off to the gentleman is actually the truth and the case. As a California resident, and for those who are in California, you don't need to be told this, but for everyone else in the other 49 states, plan on your state to have something similar in place in order to encourage you, unquote, to submit to a breathalyzation, a PBT, a portable breath test, or even the actual official one. The portable breath test, at least in most states, is actually considered to be part of the FST, which is the field sobriety test. So it's considered non-official, but can be used to determine you to be unlawfully operating a motor vehicle, whether it's a vehicle, a golf cart, whether it's electric or gas, does not matter. It does not matter if it's internal combustion or not, as long as it has a drive shaft and it does not work under your own power, meaning, you know, if you rode a bicycle. If you're on some kind of motorized vehicle, golf cart, lawnmower, does not matter. Motorized scooter, you could still, if you are driving it intoxicated, you could still face a DWI. And most states do have in place a policy of, if you refuse to take either the field sobriety test and or the PBT, or refuse to take the breathalyzation at the station, you can face longer jail sentences, immediate suspension to your license, 6 months to a year, or possibly longer. You can face, in California, you can face longer jail sentences. Granted, it's only by about 4 days, but it's still a longer jail sentence. It does not save you. This is the big one. It does not save you from being charged with DUI. You can still be charged with DUI, and you can still be found guilty of it. And the DA can actually use the fact that you refuse to take the breathalyzer at either the station or on scene as the idea that you knew you were going to fail it, so that's why you refused. It's almost like guilty until innocent if it's a matter of alcoholism. Or drugs, for that matter. I try not to use the drugalizer, since that is more of a European thing. However, I will use the drugalizer if I escort the person to a hospital or at the station. So, okay, back in.
On top of the fines and everything else. Are you sure you want to say no?
Now here, sometimes I will just go ahead and do Shift 0 to trigger the breathalyzer again. Other times I will actually go into the police toolbox and I will give them the breathalyzer that way. I mix it up.
Hopefully it does. That way it does give us a reason to pull them out. Okay. There's your call, sir. Go ahead and step out of the vehicle for me. Okay. Sir, right back this way for me, please. Okay. Sir, and this time, go ahead and place your hands behind your back for me. You're being placed under arrest for suspicion of DUI, reckless driving, and also you have a felony bench warrant for your arrest. Sit tight.
In this case, what I was doing, since I'm the lone officer out here with two gentlemen in a Granger, or basically a Tahoe. Sorry, that would be a Durango. But anyway, what I was doing is I was trying to get a PC to get him out of the car, to get him out of the car safely without resistance and so on. So when he refused to do the breathalyzer, he would do the breathalyzer and he would fail it, and then I'd ask for him to step out, or he would refuse like he did and step out and arrest him. Because I already told him you're going to be arrested, so. But then again, I wouldn't want to mess with Tina Woods anyway. That's one strong chick.
You step out of the vehicle as well, please. Now take a seat. Get on the ground right now.
And you know she's a strong chick because she's the only. She's the only.
What are you being arrested for, Richard?
She's the only character that made the CHP Chronicles Cops in the LSPDFR Matrix book that I wrote a few months back. I only used strong characters. Just kidding, but not really. So no. I needed a.
Can I get a 1032 my location for prisoner transport?
I wanted a female character to supplement 1 Adam 20, who is, of course, myself.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and
Roger.
not gonna search him. There is an empty bottle of beer, so he'll get open container as well. Adam 21 dispatch, try to get a 1051 my location for a.
Oh, sometimes I hit that too soon.
Brown Granger.
Copy that, 10-4.
Now, if there's a longer scene cleanup, I would actually edit some of this out, but it was pretty quick. The wrecker's right there, and Pete and the.
Okay, tow truck is on scene.
And my backup's coming up. Sometimes I'll move my bike just because the
and pick him up as well.
just because the other pads kind of freak out when my lights are on.
Now traffic is moving again.
Okay.
Okay, it's all because this guy's, there we go. Okay.
The police sheriff pack here we're using is from Police Co. If you have, I love the lights. However, if you ever have any difficulties of if you're using them in Sandy Shores and you'd start to notice your lights aren't as good as they were, go into your trainer and actually clean them. You know, just clean the vehicle. and you'll notice your lights will come right back. Because what will start to happen is you'll only get that center light in the middle.
Driver's going for DUI. That's the guy in the suit. Suspicion. Also, they both have active warrants. Empty bottle of beer. I haven't searched them, so you'll want to do that.
And here, of course, I turn the camera away from them so that now that I've told them they have to search them, I've already painted the picture, so to speak.
Okay, so...
Dispatch calling unit 1 out of 20. Citizen reporting solicitation and...
A lot of times I'll let the sheriffs take that only because those calls can be very long and...
21 dispatch.
Adam 21.
I'm code 4 off the 1011 and show me 10-8 available for calls.
Okay, now in this case,
Adam 21 acknowledged.
I am going to put the cut, just because it's going to be a little bit before our next activity. But I still watch it because sometimes I put in like little jokes that are funny to me, but even though I'm a TVMA rating, like right here.
Really?
This would have added nothing to the episode.
Well, yeah, I'm not going to do it.
I will
They
say...
help out enough. I was going to be a hard ass just then and pull him over for passing on a double solid, but I can't do it. I can't put Dan's department through that. Well, I could, but...
that scene, that little clip right there is exactly why I chose this to be the director's cut.
Whoops.
And
in all the times I've been doing this,
I've never done that
before.
I've never had that issue where I took it that wide.
Just going to hook up on some speed patrol for a couple minutes while we wait for our call out. Speed limit's 50 miles an hour. Once you
I
pass
never
the
know
sign,
when
so.
this is when I'm gonna get my speeder. It just so happened I got it that soon. So what I do is I usually give some...
So,
yeah, we'll cut it right there because right after that... Okay, little passage of time, so we'll come back up here. I mean, I've taken out 5-10 minutes before, so anything's possible.
Acknowledged.
I'm pretty sure I said 50 miles per hour, not 60. 5.
Would help if I told you how fast he was going.
Okay. We'll get him to pull over for us right in this gas station right here.
Okay, so I just told you where we're pointing. This one takes a little bit of time, so I think, okay, I was running my 1028, so somewhere in here.
I need a
8. Okay. And that way too, the episode starts moving. I did ever since the first episode, and I've started using the transitions. I just pretty much use them in order. The only two that I do not. Let's see, I'm right at I'm about 9:23. Okay. The only two I don't is this one up here. For the entry, I always use the parametric, which gives that ripple effect. Because I started using that one a long time ago, and it's just like you're entering, the world, so to speak. And then I'll show you later on which one I use for the end of scene. I'll be right there.
gas station right here. Okay. Adam.
Okay, now I'm going to go for my
21 dispatch.
Adam, 21.
A 1028 on a Hummer. It's going to be 28 Ocean Lincoln Frank 427 occupied one time.
Adam, 21. Acknowledged. Target license plate 28. Ocean
most of the stuff you see in here is stuff I've used at one point. I just haven't taken out.
99.
Okay, so it's coming back RO to Aaron Minston. So we're going to go ahead and see what Aaron's got going on.
Oh, one of those instances.
Adam, 21 dispatch, go ahead and show me 1011, code 6, U.S. Route 1, Copia Drive, in the parking lot of Ron's Oil.
Copy that, 10-4.
I do have to admit, going up to this window, I did expect to see a woman, only because the way he spells Aaron.
Sergeant CHP. Do you know why I'm pulling you over today? You don't understand? What part don't you understand? I clocked you doing 65. Okay, and Aaron Munston. Okay, Aaron, sit tight for me, okay? Given the spelling of the name.
Oh, I even said it here,
I
too.
didn't expect Aaron to have so much facial hair. Who's judging?
Not me.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and run Aaron Minston.
Okay, again, I'm typing in. Depending on how long this little...
And Adam, 21 dispatch, can I get a...
So in this case, I'll probably go with the acknowledged.
A 1027-29 on Aaron Minston.
Acknowledged.
Okay, so Aaron's coming back valid, no warrants, but stopped once, cited no time. So, more along the lines, I'm willing to, because this is the second pull stop, I'm going to go ahead and make it a written warning. Yeah, 15 over, though. That's a lot to make a warning.
Yeah.
So, you know what?
But I still work with him on the ticket. So I bring up the ticket. So now...
I'll just cut him a break because they were honest.
Okay, now because we still have some time we got to cut off, again, even with all the cuts we've made so far, we're still only to 43 minutes. So I will cut here. And usually I'll pick up right about the point where I stop talking. I stop typing and start talking again. There we go. Once again, I'm cutting out some time. It's not going to make too much sense. So I will scale up and use another transition point.
Honest. Okay, violation of vehicle and traffic is going to be... It was 65. He was honest with me. Plus, it's his second attempt here for speeding. So we'll make it a 60 and a 50.
So that does save him a couple $100.
About $283.
I'm trying to. I try to use the same chart that they do in California, so that's where I got the figure from. Yes, I am that person who has charts and links and PDFs saved to give the most realism performance.
Okay, sir. I appreciate your honesty given the whole situation. Do I have to just a little?
Oh, I'm adjusting. I'm actually making an on-the-fly sound adjustment on the because on the OBS there is the desktop audio that picks up all in-game chatter, and then my microphone. At the time, because of an update to OBS, the desktop audio now is ultra loud. So I'm actually recording episodes at a negative 15 decibel on the board. So I will actually go ahead and just cut that little scene out.
Do I have to just a little?
Knowing my dumb ass, I probably said exactly what I did. But because this is in the same moment, nothing changes. I'll just let it go.
There you go. I do appreciate your honesty. Because you were honest and this is only your second stop ever, I am going to cut you down from 15 over to 10 over. That's going to save you about 50% of the ticket of what it could have been. So here's your information.
Yeah, I researched the entire roll and what I need to know and so on. And if you need to know how well my roll is and what I try to do,
okay, thank you, sir.
The best compliment that I can ever receive, or anyone who does this role play, is the constant asking, "Are you a cop?" I love that because that is a huge compliment to me. That means I'm doing my job right. Oh. I do apologize. Okay. One thing I did forget to do on this pullover, though, and from time to time it does happen that I will forget, but usually on traffic stops, yes, I will come up here. I kind of shorthand it, though. I do kind of shorthand it, so I'll just say vehicle and traffic. Okay. The actual charge was 60 in a 50. And the stop is on US Route 1.
Adam, 21.
A 1028 on a Hummer. It's going to be 2.
Okay, so now we're going to be coming to that call. Okay. So we are going to call to this one.
10-4. Go ahead and
this call out has a lot of things going on, but at this point what we have to do is we have to get down onto the beach.
Okay, so we got up drug runners from an ANPR hit. So we're going to go ahead and that damn truck's not listening. And they never do.
This is very true.
Hell. Oh!
At least that was better than the Crown Victoria.
Down on the beach.
Okay. Now, since it's going to take a while for me to catch up, because I don't think I make contact with them until, well, a little bit before that. Yeah, I think that's the first time I lay eyes on them. So, cut. I've already announced I'm after drug runners, so cut and delete. Branch the elapse of time. Okay, and here I'm just acknowledging that I have eyes on target.
2-1, that's a 10-4, hard copy.
Okay, actually, they got a hold of me then. Okay, so all I'm going to do is now say why we're going after, just in case anyone paused the episode because they had something to do and come back. They may not remember we're after drug runners. And this is going to be Procopio. I believe this is actually announced as Procopio Promenade still, even though we're more on the beach. So hit OK. Scroll up.
What are they doing with a vehicle like that on these dirt roads? Trying to resurrect Dukes of Hazzard? Okay, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and pull them over. They shouldn't be on this road with. Adam 2-1 dispatch. I have suspects 1011 right now. U.S. Route 1, Toledo Bay.
Okay.
Acknowledged.
On the beach.
Now on this, as soon as I get off the bike and approach, I know they're gonna run.
There they go.
Just like that.
Resisting arrest on
Adam 2-1 dispatch. Be advised, I have suspects fleeing at this time.
Okay, and now on this, I just give the acknowledges.
Acknowledged.
Let's get local air support in this.
Actually, nope. She responds on her own.
Air support over Toledo Bay.
That's a 10-4. Signal 100, 1080 in effect, dispatch.
Acknowledged.
So, don't know. Okay, so they're definitely running here. Okay, they're going back the other way. This is not exactly the best situation. 1050 dispatch, 1050.
Okay, now on this, I'm going to do a couple things. As you recall, I do want to zoom in on that part of the scene. This is why I'm kind of letting the in-game narration take over the director cut a little bit.
Okay, they're going back the other way. This is not exactly the best situation.
Okay, now I know that's when that happens. So I come here, I cut.
1050 dispatch, 1050.
Okay, so now I can, one, add the 10-4 copy in there. I'm also going to click there, cut, and I'm going to come over here. I'm going to right click, and I'm going to crop and zoom. I'm going to click manual, and I'm going to give you your frame of vision. I don't want to go too small here. Right about there is going to be my limit, just because otherwise you get more of like a PlayStation 1 graphic. Then I'm going to hit play to see what it looks like in this box.
1050 dispatch, 1050.
That looks okay, so I'm going to go ahead and play it through.
1050 dispatch, 1050.
10-4 copy.
Okay, so they're throwing out a lot of evidence here at the beach.
Okay, now we'll go back the other way.
Adam 2-1 dispatch, be advised, suspect is still driving very erratic here on the beach.
Acknowledged.
I didn't call for any backup units to join me on the beach because it's a rear-wheel drive, basically Mustang. So I could stay with them on the beach. Once we go to the road, that's a different story. What I'm doing here is I'm...
Suspect is throwing out a crap load of evidence here at the beach.
Acknowledged.
What I'm doing is, of course, marking. I know if you've ever seen this call out before. As they throw out evidence, I'm going by and marking it. Most of the evidence, from what I could find, I did miss things on this.
Crashed into a rock.
10-4, copy.
Whoa!
That was the part that you didn't see in the promo. Okay, now we're going to come up.
AM21 dispatch. Suspect just crashed into a rock.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead. We're going to, just so we can highlight that moment.
10-4, copy.
Whoa!
I want to close up the jump. It's why I don't do a lot of my, I'll sometimes do dash cam and I'll sometimes do in first person, but I don't do it much because I like the camera views.
Whoa! Whoa!
Perfect.
10-4, copy.
Whoa! That could have been worse. Adam 21 dispatch, be advised, we are now on US Route 1 heading towards San Cudo. Dispatch, do we have any units for backup?
Great Ocean Highway.
If she responds on her own, I usually don't put a acknowledged or a 10-4 copy. Pursuits I usually let play out on their own.
I'm still primary position here. We are southbound on US Route 1 heading towards the Braddock Tunnel.
Copy that, 10-4.
Yeah, I like being using the bike cop, but the problem is the bike just has no ability to really pit a vehicle.
AM21 to all supporting units.
Okay, now in something like this, I'm actually going to go ahead and add in a little voice clip.
I stand ready if you want to take primary for pit.
Okay, so it's going to go right about there, so we're going to go ahead and back ourselves up. I'm going to hit that little thing, that little microphone. 3, 2, 1.
AM21 to all supporting units. I stand ready if you want to take primary for pit.
10-4, copy that, Adam 21.
Oh.
Okay, now there's the recorded audio. We're going to come out. We're going to back it up. We're going to see if it works.
AM21 to all supporting units. I stand ready if you want to take primary for pit.
10-4, copy that, Adam 21.
Oh.
Okay, now, right after this one, however, we get another one of those views. Okay, now we're looking behind her. We're going to scroll up. We're going to go ahead and cut. And
Adam 21 dispatch, be advised. Oh, Jesus.
Then we're going to cut again. Crop and zoom. Okay. Play it through.
Adam 21 dispatch, be advised. Oh, Jesus. Adam 21 dispatch, be advised. Oh, Jesus.
Hit okay, hit okay.
Adam 2-1 dispatch. Be
Adam
advised.
21.
Oh, Jesus. Be advised, suspect has turned around. He's flipped around on us again.
Adam 21. Acknowledged.
Sometimes if it's the first thing I can hit, I'll do it. I almost never edit pursuits. Pursuits are always in their
Adam 21
girth.
dispatch. Be advised, suspect has hit the turnaround and is heading back northbound towards Paleto Bay.
Acknowledged.
There it is, there it is, there it is.
I don't know what exactly I was planning to do on that
Adam 21
boxing.
dispatch. Be advised, suspect is going opposite lanes. And these guys are going to pursue just like that. And we're going opposite lanes. Repeat, opposite lanes. We're going southbound in northbound lanes.
Acknowledged.
Appears to be a 1050.
A lot of times I won't get off the bike or out of the
Dispatch,
car
wait
during
for a roadblock.
during a pursuit, only because
Acknowledged.
half the time they will just take off.
Am 21 dispatch. Be advised, we have a 1070. Repeat, 1070. 2 units.
2 units. I meant to say 2 suspects.
Acknowledged.
Units. There it is. Subjects.
Subjects. There we go. I still said it wrong, even on the take 2.
Sir, CHP, if you don't stop running, you will be tased. Repeat, you will be tased. Sir, this is your final warning.
At this time, the backup units are actually chasing down the other guy, and the helicopter is with the other suspect.
Stay on the ground. Now, I need you to get up and get back down again.
That was an unintentional, but it worked.
Adam 21 dispatch, I have the driver complying at taser. I need a 1052 for taser removal.
Acknowledged.
So, sir, how are we doing today? Okay, well, follow me this way.
Right there, I was trying to grab a hold of him, and then I realized that the other guy is still being actively pursued, so I said, okay, I got to call for a 1032 here, so she'll do that in just a moment.
I mean, still not? Oh, Jesus Christ. Adam 21 dispatch, I need a 1032 for this guy.
10-4, copy.
Okay, now he'll follow me a little bit until the sheriff comes up to pick him up.
Roger.
Adam 21 dispatch, be advised, we still have 1 subject outstanding.
Acknowledged.
Okay. This is where the helicopter comes in and works out very nicely.
This is why you call in a helicopter.
There it is.
The last time I had somebody like this, screw this, I'm going to the bike.
The bucks were the most expensive part of this episode. Wait, they wanted way too much dough.
But it is now. Oh! Seems legit.
None of this bike ride here was legit, but it worked.
He's got a swarm of guys around him.
Another motorcycle CHP bike cop got him.
Okay, so we got everyone 10-15. Thanks for the backup, guys. I have to find a way to get back to Paleto Bay now.
Attention all units, 1066 or 1033 traffic.
10-4 dispatch. Be gentle. Okay, so we'll search their vehicle real quick. You know, I will say one thing. They don't go easy on they never go easy on Sergeant Woods.
Of course, that was the most most involved this episode got.
Because sometimes there is some drugs that spawn under it.
Hint, hint, if you ever get this call out yourself.
Okay, and nothing this time. Okay, Adam, 21 dispatch. Can I get a 1051 to my location, US 13 Mount Gordo?
This will be one of those 10-4 copies.
10-4 copy.
Okay, now with this is where I'm going to actually cut.
So we'll.
So I already called for the wrecker, so once she gets off the car, we're going to go ahead and cut. And we're going to resume when she gets back to Paleto.
So we're going to head back.
As you see, we're about 25, 26 minutes with this.
A lot of ground.
Usually if I get that drug call out at the end of an episode, I call it at the end of the court.
I guess it's GTA Sand, you know?
Okay, I think, nope, we're still on,
Target where the whole sleigh ride began.
okay. Again, mark the passage of time. And here we're just going ahead and picking up evidence. Always checking around, making sure that there wasn't more. So in this case, not doing a lot of talking because concentrating and just looking, because the actual drug packages are usually easy to find. It's when they throw out things like that, which is cash.
Okay. Yeah, I saw them.
Or actually, that's actually a quantity of drugs, actually. But when they throw out those small little cash deposits, that's an issue. I forgot to pause it. There we go. Okay, apparently I'm doing a lot more, so I don't like you leaving with too much dead air.
Now there's people here. If there's any cash or whatnot, these people probably picked it up.
So I don't think I found any more after I said that. Okay, so there's the fade into the court. Honestly, I mean, you already see what's going on. I don't really say anything of consequence. A lot of it, too, is just like, would I like to be watching this in an episode? What would I do if there's all that dead air?
2 pieces of evidence.
I did miss a lot.
One.
Yep.
But Kendrick Marshall found guilty of dangerous driving, resisting arrest, low-scale drug dealing, and sentenced to 7 years. Passenger Andy Rickson, resisting arrest and low-scale drug dealing, 6 years. Drum roll. 4 pieces of evidence. Yeah, I know they threw out more, but the beach is probably the worst spot to try to see what they threw out.
Attention, this is dispatch. We are code 4. No further units required.
Okay, so now, again, one of those instances where I'm going to go ahead and hit the scissors.
Possible 1055.
Oh, there it is. So, there we go. Just when I first spot him. Okay, so then I'm going to go ahead and cut. Trash. Transition. Sometimes you can get a lot of transitions in one point at one point.
Most people, the extra bang speed limit. I'm surprised.
Okay, and I see him just as it merges. I just see him go way off.
I thought I saw that Hummer have issues with lanes. We're gonna go ahead and catch up and see exactly what's going on with them.
Sometimes here I will cut it like I am going to do now. Just again, keep the episode moving. Doesn't save much, it saves a few seconds. I mean,
okay.
Probably one of my favorite ones.
Because I don't see him using his phone.
So we're going to go ahead and hit the what the PC of the stop is. And if you ever hear me say PC of the stop, if you don't know what that means, it simply stands for probable cause. All cops, I don't care what their level of duty is. I don't care if they're county cops. I don't care if they're local municipality. I don't care if they're state. I don't care if they're park rangers. In order to stop you, they have to have a PC. If they don't have a PC for the stop, they can't pull you over. It's actually then called an illegal stop. However, keep in mind that a PC can be anything. Okay, so it can be that they saw you take a drink of soda. They see you take a drink of soda. Technically speaking, they don't know what that is. It could be, it could be a soda. It could be it could be an alcoholic beverage. They don't know. That gives them PC for the stop. And it does not go away just because you show them, hey, look, bro, it's a Pepsi. It doesn't go away with that. Once they have you in a stop, now, if they see a couple ounces of marijuana on you, it's going to escalate pretty quick. So, a PC is necessary for a pullover, but it's also easy to obtain. If he sees you do a swerve, that's a PC. If he's, in his mind or her mind, if he saw you go over that white line, that's a PC. That's a PC for the stop. You drove on the shoulder in his or her interpretation. So, what's the PC? Once the cop establishes a PC for the stop, that's it. You're in a lawful traffic stop. Failure to comply subjects you to arrest. So, okay, enough of me talking. Let's get back to me talking. This is going to take us into Procopio. Procopio? Yeah. Is it? No, Promenade's over, so this is Boulevard. Oh, I did forget to do one thing. Sometimes I'll forget to do that. I've even forgotten to do that and then actually edited the episode, made the episode.
Oh! Are you shitting me? Adam 21 dispatch, I have a failure to yield at lights and sirens. 1080 in effect, signal 100.
Actually, I'm still talking.
We're Procopio Drive, passing over Cascabel.
10-4, copy.
Coming up, speeds approximately 45 miles per hour.
Right there, he tried to stop and knock me off my bike.
Whoa! Okay, he's not stopping. Adam 21 dispatch, we have any units for, any units for road, yeah, any 1032s for backup?
Acknowledged.
Oh!
The bike cop was in this episode were just very suicidal.
Dispatch, be advised, we're getting back onto US Route 1.
Nope. I'm looking at everything and I'm not paying attention.
Am 21 dispatch, be advised, we're US Route 1 heading towards Zancudo Tunnel in North Chumash.
Acknowledged.
What the bloody hell? Adam 21 dispatch. This, permission to... What the fuck?
Acknowledged.
1022 that. Adam 21 dispatch. Direct to all units. We are...
Okay, now I paused because I didn't know what he was doing and so on. But we're going to all units. Of course, I made this. I called out direct to all units before I saw that the majority of the cars they sent me are motorcycles. So, you know. Three, two, one.
He's attempting to knock me off my bike. Lethal force is authorized. Pit is authorized as soon as we can get it on him.
That's a 10-4, Adam 21, moving in.
He's attempting to knock me off my bike. Lethal force is authorized. Pit is authorized as soon as we can get it on him.
That's a 10-4, Adam 21, moving in. As the ranking officer on scene, which she is,
Whoa!
obviously she can make that call without going up into dispatch. Okay, so now we're going to wait for the camera to pan. There we go. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and do a quick click, cut. Should be okay to use that whole thing. Yep. So we're going to go ahead and cut again. We're going to crop and zoom. Always got to click manual so it doesn't default to one of its other two. Play it through to make sure this is okay. Whoa! It's gonna be okay. So. Whoa! What the fuck? What the hell did I just see? Yeah, right there. I went up to look over to see if I could theoretically do what I was just forced to do, as I was knocked off the guardrail by a backup unit who was trying to drive over the rail to go get him. I just wanted to bring that to light.
I just fell down a cliff.
Okay, he rushes in. I was going to rush in. I saw him, so I let him take it.
Go for it. I got you covered.
Fucker. Get the fuck down, police!
What the fuck did I just see? Adam 21 dispatch. I have the driver 1015.
Acknowledged.
I don't know how the fuck he landed it with almost no damage to the Hummer.
Yeah, 1015 at this time.
10-4, copy.
And at this point, I'm trying to get him back to the motorcycle, to the road.
I can ask you right now.
But I don't know how to do it.
Yeah, thanks for the backup.
So it really winds up being not legit.
Yeah, we're code 4 here, dispatch. Take a seat.
Acknowledged.
Oh, I'm just going to search the vehicle. Tow truck was out of the question, I think.
Wow. The fact that he didn't drive away means he was shocked as hell, too. Go ahead and stand up. Okay, sir.
Okay, so now I'm walking back up, and it dawns on me that there is no getting over that rim anywhere close. So I wound up using the trainer to get her back on scene. So. And then, once again, passage of time marker.
Wow. Okay, sir. You've been drinking? I mean, that's why I started chasing you.
Okay, so we're going to give the breathalyzer here.
PBT here on the side. And we'll see how the numbers roll for him. Believe it or not, he comes back fine. Adam,
doesn't mean he's not DUI on drugs.
1032 for prisoner transport.
Copy that, 10-4.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead, because as you see where we're at 31 minutes right where we want to be. So 30:26 is where I'm going to scale back to. I'm going to go ahead and get our ending, which is another pre-recorded clip, believe it or not. There it is. Now, unlike the intro, this is actually recorded without any sound, because it's going to vary from time to time, and this way I don't have to cut the music. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do . Oh, that's not the complete real new one, huh? Yep, there it is. Now that one should be the new one. Yep, perfect. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and scroll down. Now, I'm going to add the ending music, but I'm going to add it this way. We're going to go to music. We're going to go to mine. We're going to add my outro music. Back over here. We're going to scroll down. And we're going to go down here, bring it to slot 2. And it's going to start up. Okay, right about there. Now I'm going to hit the soundboard. I'm going to lower it here to right about there. That way it's not going to be overpowering the ending narration. Oh, and I do have to hit the one final transition. As you saw, I skipped one, and it's the color distance to fade out. Okay.
Hey, got a DUI. Tested him PBT, but he came back 0, so you'll want to test him for drugs when you get him down to the station. Okay. Well, I can't think of a better high note to say the following.
Thank you.
Holy shit, we're out of time. Unbelievable. That last one is just unreal. So, I want to thank everyone for joining in and had a lot of fun bringing it to you. And I can't wait for the next episode of Cops in the LSPDFR Matrix. But for now, as always, we're 1042.
And there's the CHP officer, all of our credits, all of our thanks, all of our producers, and myself. Of course, that's our end credit right there. Okay, now, obviously I don't need all that music. Cut it right when it goes black. Hit the trash, come up here, double click the sound, give a 3-second fade out, which is about my arbitrary fade out time. And then I get to watch it one more time.
Hey, got a DUI. Tested him PBT, but he came back 0, so you'll want to test him for drugs when you get him down to the station. Okay. Well, I can't think of a better high note to say the following.
Thank you.
Holy shit, we're out of time. Unbelievable. That last one is just unreal. So, I want to thank everyone for joining in and had a lot of fun bringing it to you. And I can't wait for the next episode of Cops in the LSPDFR Matrix. But for now, as always, we're 1042.
And something about that fade out, how it just kind of like fades out and it just gives that just the mystique into the final clip is why I always like using that one. Of course, as you see, our community logo, that's, as you see, why whenever the 1M20 puts in his badge number on a ticket or an arrest report, it says 3735. Essentially, there's his badge in safety, service, and security for the CHP. Here's the reminder to subscribe. Here's the reminder to hit that like button. Then, of course, our credits. One thing I'll note, too, is that I also have another one of these saved with the with a black with the black ribbon going across it in case there's a fallen officer or a group of fallen officers. I will actually switch out the endings and use the one that has the black the black insignia. Okay, then we go ahead, we continue. Other than that, the credits don't change, just that little black label. Okay, now the only other thing I do, and I wait until it comes back here to the beginning, and I just re-watch it with the fade in. There it is. And the only last thing I do is I come over here and I take music 1 and I cut it.
Welcome to our next episode.
Oops, that's not where it is though. Because I try to make the dispatcher as much background noise as I can.
Adam 21 dispatch.
Adam 21.
Code 4 and 10-8 available for calls.
Adam 21. Acknowledged.
Edward Charles 071 occupied 2 times.
Acknowledged.
I think we got it. Let's hear those again.
Just got done. Adam 21 dispatch.
Adam 21.
Code 4 and
Let's hear them at 17.
and 10-8 available for calls.
Adam 21. Acknowledged.
Perfect. And now it's got the director's seal of approval. We come up here to export. We hit create video. Now this is another one where when I create the video, I always make the video in FLV so that it uploads the quickest way possible to YouTube. So I make sure it's FLV. I know over here I could make it upload right away to YouTube or Facebook, or make it ready for mobile devices. But YouTube will do that and Facebook will do that for me automatically. But I don't want to upload directly because when I go to upload it, I use the YouTube uploader and I have set up to more user-friendly interface on YouTube than Wondershare allows me. So I put it to the computer and then I upload it. That's why I record in FLV. Over here with the resolution, as you see, I am recording it in 720p resolution. And the size of the file is practically a gigabyte. And so as you see, these video files are quite big. That just shows me where it's going to save. And then I come up here, I take that away, and now it's time to put the title in. Cops in the LSPDFR Matrix, episode 97. 97, yes it is. And let's see, what did we have today? We had just a minor pullover, drug runners, and basically the thing about when you make a title you want to remember is you want to make a title that is going to be good keyword strategy. SEO, search engine optimization, is huge. So you want to think of words. This is why I use the words. In case anyone's ever interested in why I named the series Cops in the LSPDFR Matrix, because Cops, LSPDFR, Matrix, and Episode are 4 hot keywords in a Yahoo tag. Wow, there it is. YouTube tag. So those are 4 buzzwords. Now YouTube also does monitor these, so you don't want to do any kind of keyword stacking, because if you're using things that you don't have in the video, if you get nailed, you don't have a leg to stand on. And that's a letter from YouTube you don't want to get. I've never gotten one. I'm in good standing with them for that reason. So I'm going to say Cops in the LSPDFR Matrix, episode 97. Let's go in. Let's see. There was a episode there was a thing a while back. Let's go drug runners in pursuit of paradise. Drug runners pursuit of paradise. So what do I have here? I have, take those words one at a time. Drug. How often do you think a site is going to be, a YouTube search is going to be encompassing or encapsulating the word drug? How about runners? Just take the word by itself. Pursuit. Cops and pursuit and are 3 big buzzwords. Paradise. Another big buzzword. So, drug runners, pursuit of paradise. When I put it into my YouTube keywords, it'll say drug runners, pursuit of paradise as one long item, and then it'll break the words down. Drug, runners, pursuit, paradise. Everything I do is for the best possible SEO. Now, it's going to go through, after I hit export, it's going to compile everything into the FLV. Its normal compilation time is anywhere, depending on the length and what it is, can take anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes. Uploading will take an FLV about the size of an episode. So anywhere from 800 to 1.5 gig is going to take about another 5 to 10 minutes to upload, and then it'll be available. Then the only thing I got to do is go in, add it to the playlist, and make sure it's at the top of the list because it's the newest episode. I have YouTube all set so that as the episodes go up, it automatically loads. So, hope you enjoyed this behind-the-scenes look at Cops in the LSPDFR Matrix Director's Cut as I show you behind the scenes, behind the curtain of the Wizard of Oz. Now I can use that as keywords because I just mentioned it. Anyway, so hope this helps anyone. I had some fun making it, and can't wait till I reach episode 100. But until then, this is 1Adam27 signing off, and I will be 1042.